Hey guys, it's your girl Tina here. Welcome back to my channel. As you guys may know, I recently got married. It only took like 2.5 years of being engaged. Alpha and I originally wanted to wait until like this whole pandemic thing was over and so that we can celebrate with friends and family. But then now we're expecting and I'm pregnant, and so we ended up doing a small intimate wedding ceremony in Singapore instead. So today I actually wanted to recreate my makeup look, but slightly different because I only did like a day thing. I didn't have a reception at night, but if I were to have it, I would do my makeup a little bit differently. And so that's the look I want to show you guys today. So let's just jump into it. We're gonna start off with one of the most crucial steps to long-lasting wedding makeup, because you want to look good all day long, and that's prepping your skin and cleansing your skin. For this segment, I'm partnering up with Pore Sweden. I'm going to be using their Luna 3, which is a 2-in-1 device. It has a T-Sonic facial cleansing brush, and on the other side there's a firming facial massager for your face and neck. They actually have 3 models available in different colors. So one for normal skin, one for sensitive skin, and one for combination skin. I've got the combination skin one, which is the blue one. This also helps me time my cleansing routine as opposed to when I'm just using my hands. I tend to rush it and not be as thorough. So for this, I can adjust the intensity that I want as well as the duration. The Luna 3 is designed with extra soft and hygienic silicone touch points that resist bacteria buildup, making it 35 times more hygienic than nylon bristle facial brushes. It can also remove up to 99.5% of skin impurities such as sweat, oil, and bacteria, and it helps to restore the skin's natural radiance, improves absorption of skincare products, and tackles blackheads. Once I'm done cleansing, I'll turn the device over to use the massage function. This uses lower frequency pulsations to massage the skin. It helps to tackle fine lines and wrinkles, improves blood flow and circulation whilst toning up the skin. You can see how fresh my skin looks now. It actually feels a lot softer and smoother, and I feel like when I apply products on top, they work better. And because of the contour treatment, the massage treatment, I also feel like my skin has firmed up and it's more defined. Now I'm ready to pop on my skincare. If you guys have time, I recommend doing a hydrating mask before you apply makeup, or even the night before, because it helps infuse your skin with hydration, so makeup will look a lot better after. I'm going bougie today. I'm using my Absolue range. So I'm using the Lancome Absolue Serum and then the soft cream. I save these for very special occasions. So I'm just gonna quickly pop on a good amount of that. And the trick is to let it absorb into your skin, like give it like 5-10 minutes before you actually go in with makeup. Don't forget about your neck as well. I can't forget about lip balm. It's a Korean one. It's a lip treatment pack from Vietnam. Is it V? V or Y? Maybe it's a V. Smells good. So my skincare has had time to absorb, and I feel like I've got some excess moisturizer on, so I'm just going to grab a tissue. I've kind of just pulled it apart, so use one layer and then just take away any of that excess. It depends on what type of moisturizer you guys use, but the Absolute one's quite rich and thick, so I'm just gonna take that away. And then I'm gonna go in with the Clio Pre-Step Pore Primer. I'm just going to pop that around my nose area because that's where I've got more pores, a bit more bumpy. So I'm just going to fill out that area, smooth it out. Then I'm gonna go in with a liquid illuminizer from Rare Beauty. I'm literally just gonna pop a dot here and there. I don't want too much. And then just blend it out with my fingers So I have a little bit of that highlight, that glow. For foundation, you want to pick a foundation that matches your skin but also is long lasting. Here in Singapore, it's quite hot and humid, so I'm actually going to go in with the Fenty Pro Filt'r, the soft matte foundation. I'm just going to dot that on with my finger, and then I'll use a beauty blender to blend it all out. You don't want to do a thick layer first, so just go in thin and build it up. Next, I'm going to conceal with the Rare Beauty Concealer. I like this one because it has a natural finish. So I'm just popping that onto the areas I want to sort of highlight and brighten, and then blend it out with my blender. Now I'm just gonna go in with some cream contour. This one is from Huda Beauty. It's the Tantour in Light. I'm just using a small fluffy brush, not super small. And I'm just going to work that in under my cheekbones and blend it upwards. And then go under my jawline, kind of connect this up. Don't worry if it looks a little bit messy now. And then my forehead. And then I'm just gonna go in with my blender and then just diffuse that and just blend it out so there's no harsh edges and it looks a lot more natural and softer. Kind of just going back and forth with the brush and my blender. So you can see the difference, that's one side done, and then no contouring on this side. Now I'm going to go in with this liquid blush from Rare Beauty, and I'm kind of doing all my liquids and creams first before I set it. And when I set it, I'm going to use like a similar color to just amplify the color as well as just making sure it's more long lasting. I'm just going to pop a small amount like so, and then use my fingers to just gently tap and blend that out. I like to apply my blush a little bit higher, so I usually apply it like really close to my eyes, like on my cheekbones, up towards my eye, like my under eye. This just makes my face look a lot more lifted, it looks more youthful, because if you apply your blush too low, it can kind of just drag everything down and make your features drop. So now that I'm happy with like the base and the cheeks, I'm going to just go in and set everything. So for my translucent powder, I'm using the Fenty Beauty one in Butter. Yes, butter, smooth like butter. So I've loaded my puff up with the powder and I'm just going to dab that around. For the nose, I like to use a powder contour because I get really oily, so I'm gonna contour my nose after. So I've done pretty much like the center of my face, a little bit around here under my chin. For the contoured areas, I'm just going in with a contour powder. This one's fairly light. It's from Peri. Pera? Peri. It's from Peri. It's from Peri Pera. Peri Pera. Oh my god, I cannot speak. Peri Pera. So I'm just going to go over the areas that I contoured. This is very like light. It's not super pigmented, and that's why I like it to set everything. I'm going to use the same powder to contour my nose. So I'm just going to make it look a little bit more snatched on the sides, and then kind of blending it up to my brows, just softly dragging that down on the other side. So I pretty much like contour all the way down. I kind of bring it in a little bit, but I feel like I've got a short nose, so I don't want to like contour the tip of it too much because it makes it shorter. So I kind of just want to go along the sides. To set my blush, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Nudegasm face palette. So I'm kind of using this shade here. It's got a little bit of like a shimmer to it as well, so it's going to add some glow to my cheeks. Nudegasm. What a name. What a name. For my eyebrows, I'm going to be using this color from my Pixi palette. It's called Daily Dose. And I like to use this color on the start of my brows because I want like a softer brow look. So I kind of just blend that shadow and use it as a brow powder. So you can see it creates like a soft blur at the start of my brows. Then I'm going to go in with a brow pencil. This is the Huda Beauty Bomb Brows in number 5 medium brown, and I'm just going to use this to outline the bottom of my brow and fill in any of that sparseness in the center. I'm also going to use this to extend my brows, make them a little bit longer. I like to lengthen them because when your brows are longer, your face actually looks smaller. So you can kind of see on this side as opposed to this side. This side, my cheeks look fuller here because I haven't extended my brows. But when I extend it, it just kind of draws your eye out and it just kind of makes everything look smaller. And just like how I set all the cream and liquid products, I'm going to set my brows with a bit of brow powder. This one is a brow duo from BH Cosmetics. If you want your makeup to last, you just got to make sure you set all the parts, especially your brows. You don't want it rubbing off halfway throughout the day. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer just to clean up my brows underneath. I'm just using one that will match my skin tone, so I don't want it to be too bright or anything. I just want to clean up the brows. If you're doing your own bridal makeup, you kind of just want to choose like a timeless style. Even though like brushed up brows and like hair strokes might be in now, maybe they're not going to be in like 10, 20 years from now. So I always like want to go with something a little bit more safe and not so trendy, just in case when you look back at your photos, you don't want them to look like super outdated. Now we can move on to eyes. I'm going to be using this MAC and Lisa palette. Look how pretty these are. So for my eyes, I applied concealer before and I just kind of powdered that area. You can go in with an eye primer as well if you want, if you have like more oily lids and you want something to make sure it like lasts all day. For me, I know I don't really, like my eyeshadow doesn't really shift too much, so I'm just gonna go in with like a transition color now. That kind of like peachy shade. And this is just going all over my crease, and I'm just really doing a wash of this over my lid. Kind of matches my blush actually. If you guys plan on doing a heavy eyeshadow look, then do your eyes first and then your base. For me, I don't go too heavy on the eye, so I know that there's not going to be fallout, so it won't ruin my base. But you know, you kind of just adapt it to suit whatever you look you're got. But you want a little, I can't speak, but you want to adapt it to whatever look you're trying to create. Then I'm going to go in with this brown in the corner here and just deepen up what I've just done, especially around the outer corners. I'm going to bring some of that color onto my lower lash line, just like the outer third. Now we can go in with the highlight shades. I'm going to mix these two colors together. This one's more of like a pinky champagne and this one is more of like a rose gold. So I'm just going to mix these two together. Now what I like about these glitters or shimmers is that it's like kind of spaced out. It's not like a metallic that's super dense. So if you have lots of lines on your eyelids or your crease and you don't want to highlight those lines, something like this, like a spaced out glittery shimmer, will work best. So I'm just going to use my finger and then just kind of like dab that on top. So it's giving me a nice sheen. It's almost giving me like a wet glowy look. Then I'm going to go in with this darker brown shade and just use that to add depth and elongate my eyes. I like to use eyeshadows for this first and then go in with like a liquid liner because I feel like it makes it look softer. Everything looks more blended and it's not too harsh. Like if you did like a cat eye or a wing with liquid liner instead of doing like a powder first, I just feel like it's very like obvious. Next I'm going to just define my eyes a little bit more with the tattoo liner in brown, and then I just like to do the thinnest line possible around the rest of my lid. I'm going back with that brown shade and then just diffusing any harsh lines. For my under eyes or my lower lash line, I'm grabbing that Daily Dose shade I used before and I'm going to create like a faux eye bag almost. So I kind of just like do this face, kind of like squint a little bit and I can see like where my eye bag would be, and then I'm going to follow that line. This is kind of like a Japanese technique, and when the girls kind of want to make their eyes look bigger or their like bags look bigger. Yeah, now it's like becoming more of like a Korean trend as well. So I'm just kind of mixing all these techniques I've learned over the years. You can also use like an eyebrow pencil for this. Pretty much you want like a neutral brown color, nothing too warm so it actually looks like a shadow. Then I'm gonna go in with that highlight shade, those two, and then apply it on like the inside bit. So just like the inner 2/3. I'm just going in with my brow pencil just to define my eye bag a little bit more. It's weird, but once I apply like my mascara to my lower lashes, it just makes my eyes look bigger without having to use like harsh eyeshadows. I'm gonna add a small amount of glitter to my eyes. This one is called Spang glitter. My brush is so destroyed. I'm just putting a small amount of that where I applied the highlight shades before. Next, I'm just gonna curl my lashes, top and bottom. For my top lashes, I'm going to be applying Hana from my brand Petite Cosmetics. And then I'm going extra fancy today and applying lower lashes. This is Allure. Then I'll go in with my Kill Lash mascara. This thing is like waterproof, budge proof. It's really hard to take off, so I know it's gonna stay all day. I'm gonna use this to blend my natural lashes with the falsies. And I'm also gonna use it on my lower lashes. Now I'm going to apply some of these bottom lower lashes. So I'm actually gonna cut the strip in half, or maybe in 3s. And then I'm gonna place these in the sparse areas just to fill in my lower lashes. If you don't have any lower lashes at all, you don't have to cut these, you can just place them as a strip. But I want mine to blend in with my natural one, so that's why I like to cut them into smaller pieces. So I'm done with both sides. You can see what it looks like now. It looks like I'm naturally blessed with long lashes. Now for my top one, I wanna curl them a little bit to sandwich the 2 layers together and then make them a little bit more curled, so when you take photos you can see the lashes better. So I'm just using my mini lash curler and I'm just going to just give them a quick curl. I'm almost done with my eyes. I'm just going in with a nude liner. This one is from Pixi. I'm just gonna use that on my lower waterline. For lips, I'm using this Gucci lipstick. It's called They Met in Argentina. I'm just going to gently pat this color in and then diffuse it with a brush because I want like a more softer lip. And then I'll set it with, again, grab my like 1 ply of tissue and then pop that over. Grab my translucent powder and just set that. So that's just applied a light layer of powder and then I'm going to go in with a second coat of lipstick. And go again one more time. So now when you kiss the groom, it's not going to smudge all over his lips. And then the last key step is to set everything with a setting spray. This one is the Reju Beauty Blender spray. Spritz that all over, let it dry, and let your makeup marry each other and just become one. Marry each other, get it? Get it? Guys, I'm done with my makeup, ready to walk down the aisle and say I do. I went for a soft romantic makeup look that you can easily transition to a darker eye if you want for like a more dramatic evening reception look. My skin has a natural dewy finish, but because I used a long wearing foundation, I know it's gonna last me the whole day. This is a classic timeless look that you guys can try if you're getting married, if you want to do your own makeup, or even like an engagement shoot. I think this is the perfect look. That's it to this tutorial, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's been a while since I've filmed one. I hope the tips I shared today will help you guys on your special day. And yeah, that's it from me. If you're new here, don't forget to click subscribe and I shall speak to you guys next time. Bye. Happy wedding. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I will. Forever and more. Ba-dum-bum.